You might as well lock the cell. You're too late. It's over. The Steel Watch happened. I came seeking allies to our cause. Watchers spotted me, dragged me to Alder Ravengard's husk. Empty as a stare. A tadpole's puppet. Nothing more. He's spoken accusations. Apostasy. Conspiracy. Sedition. I'll be executed in 5 dawns. You might have unlocked my cell, but there's no escape from this place. When the people need a miracle, you cannot wait for the gods to answer. Alder's words. I'd almost forgotten. No more sulking. I know what to do. Lead me from my cell. Escort me out of Worm's Rock. I'll seek out my connections. When the city streets shatter, you'll want their blades. Well done. Lead the way.
Please make your way to the audience chamber.
This is far enough. The way should be clear. I can't thank you enough for getting me out of that damned prison. And for giving me courage when I'd all but run out. When the flames roared loudest, you pulled me to safety. Most would have let me burn. I won't forget it. I will travel to the upper city. Find what allies I can. You won't fight the coming battle alone. As long as the city stands, I will stand with it. This is my promise.
Et salut à tous, on se retrouve pour la suite de Baldur 3. Et là, on va devoir faire des quêtes. Donc, assister à la cérémonie du couronnement du cordage. Et faire passer cordage, faire passer signer un cordage. Et bon, on va d'abord faire... donc je suis en face de moi. Non, c'est là, je crois sur le côté. Hein. La salle d'audience. On va aller là. Et on va voir la conversation.
Kinspeople, Baldurians, and dearest Duke Ravengard, thank you for joining me on this exceptional day.
It's him. Gortash. This is it. I can practically taste his blood from here.
The tiefling is letting her passions get the better of her. The situation is delicate. Do not be swept up in her emotions.
Du film Carlache, si nous attaquons Cordache, Cordache ici, la garde d'acier, nous massacrera. Nous avons peut-être besoin de Cordache vivant pour sauver la cité avant de l'attaquer. Attendons d'avoir eu l'occasion d'interroger. Ça va plutôt. 18 ans. Parfait. Heureusement que j'ai le D600. Heureusement que j'étais. Que je voulais pas baiser la nymphe. Hein. Que franchement, si je voulais pas baiser la nymphe, je l'appelle bonus.
A moment, please, my friends. An old acquaintance has come to pay her respects. Please, Karlach, come and say a proper hello.
My respects? You're lucky I've agreed not to shove my boot up your...
Ah, how I've missed your colourful turns of phrase. We must catch up just as soon as I've had words with your little friend. As for you, I understand congratulations are in order. Thorm's defeat hasn't gone unnoticed. You're known for who you are and for that netherstone that you carry. The quakes are a clear warning. If nobody steps in soon, it'll free itself from the authority of the crown. I expect it'll start with turning the Sword Coasts infected. You among them. That prism of yours won't last indefinitely. Next, the grand design. The Mind Flayer Empire reborn. If we're lucky, we'll become slaves. If we're unlucky, well, not the most thrilling of prospects, but it's a fate that can be avoided. If you and I come to an understanding, together we can still restore authority over the brain.
Of course. Gortash always did have an eye for opportunity.
De quoi parlez-vous? Vous voulez parler?
There's an old wisdom. A brittle alliance can never be mended. It can only break. With Ketheric gone, Orin proved treacherous. Baal's chosen wants the Netherstones for herself. She only cares for blood. And your blood and mine are of particular interest to her.
Je n'ai pas peur d'elle.
You've met her assassins. Efficient killers, by all accounts. I know you survived previous encounters. But she won't relent. Orin changes shape faster than you and I change clothes. You know, she's tricked you before. She's targeted me as well. I'm well protected, but she's extremely good at what she does. If Orin obtains all 3 Netherstones, she'll plunge the coast into chaos and paint the city in blood. I can't let that happen. I want to lead this city to glory, not scorch its earth.
Que suggérez-vous?
I'd like to propose a pact, a divine oath sworn upon spirit and flesh. I do no harm to you, nor you to me. Furthermore, you'll have nothing to fear from my steel watch while our pact stands. Thorm's stone is yours to keep. When you slay Orin and take her stone, you bring it here, so the 3 are united once again. Together we rule Faerun as kings. No, more than kings. Gods. We rule as the absolute. What do you say? Shall we be allies?
I can detect no deceit. This alliance could serve us well. And if it does not, well, we need not honor it.
Let's be allies, said the viper to the frog.
Que ce soit Orin, Ketrick ou vous, aucun de vous trois n'est est un allié fiable. Je vais réfléchir, mais je ne vous promets rien. Vous savez où vous pouvez vous la mettre, votre pacte. Examinez la langue, le langage corporel de Cortache, et il est impossible que de lui faire confiance. Sondez l'esprit de Cortache. Je vais y réfléchir, mais je ne vous promets rien.
Perhaps a demonstration of why you need my help will motivate you to make the right decision. Your camp is compromised. One among you is an imposter, a faceless. Who, I can't say. I'd suggest a thorough investigation. You'll find I speak the truth.
A shapeshifter? It could be anyone. I mean, it's not me, but it could be anyone else.
The faceless in your camp is like a knife at your throat. Remove it quickly, or any alliance between us would be exceedingly short-lived.
Comment puis-je censé trouver Orin si elle peut si facilement changer d'apparence?
Even horror has a home. Find her nest and slay her there. For all its charms, Baldur's Gate has long had a cancer at its heart. A hidden temple devoted to Baal. That's where Orin became what she is, where she worshipped and schemed. And now, it's where she hides from my watchers, when she's not spilling blood in the streets. You're resourceful. I trust you'll sniff it out. If the trail goes cold, follow the bodies.
Vous, Orin, Ketrick et le cerveau. Quel était votre plan? Pourquoi la couronne ne fait-elle plus d'effet? Token d'acier doit bien pouvoir vous divorcer d'Orin, non? Comment se fait-il que vous ayez besoin de moi?
First, Orin the Red, bloody dagger of Baal, causes panic in the streets through killings in the Absolute's name. Next, the threat of the Absolute's monstrous armies formed by Merkel's general, Ketheric Thorn. In such circumstances, people crave strong leaders. Leaders that bring law, order, and protection. Leaders like me, Bane's unyielding hand, author of justice. You are soon to witness the people of Baldur's Gate granting me complete power over them, all out of fear of the Absolute. Next, we will declare curfew and begin infecting the masses. Our subjects will hear the voice of their absolute God. The faithful will do anything in the name of their God.
Et ainsi commence votre tyrannie. Et comme vous le savez, ils sont prêts à tout pour bien la ouais. La couronne de Carsus a l'air d'être incroyablement puissante. Comment l'avez-vous découverte? J'ai assez entendu, je peux y aller.
Powerful connections. Let's leave it at that.
Ainsi commence votre tyrannie.
Our tyranny. And we are saviors. Defenders of the Sword Coast. Our loyal subjects will love us, not hate us. What comes next will be entirely their fault.
J'ai entendu, je peux y aller?
Soon. First, come and be witness as I make history. The first Archduke of Baldur's Gate.
D'accord.
Then we proceed. The Patriarchs await. Distinguished Dukes, Patriarchs, dearest Ravengard, I will heed your call. A new chapter begins.
Enver Gortash, swearest thou by Balduran's blade to defend the citizens of Baldur's Gate from enemies within and without?
I swear.
Swearest thou true faith and fealty to the same, by word, deed, and decree, so that none may suffer?
I swear.
Gathered guests, grant ye consent?
Donc, une des cartes de combo invité, rassemblez. Donnez-vous votre consentement. Bah, non, rien à dire.
Enver Gortash, the council appoints you Archduke of Baldur's Gate.
My friends, the Steel Watch stands ready. Let its blade fall on any who would diminish our city. And you, honored guest, will find me in my office above when you return. Do not come empty-handed.
Je me suis rendu compte durant cette thématique que que depuis le début du jeu, je prononce mal le prénom de notre petite Flynn. Ah ouais, en effet, parce que du coup, moi chaque fois je l'appelle. Je vais baisser le son un peu. Chaque fois je l'ai appelé Karlach, alors qu'en fait c'est Karlach. Voilà. Maintenant, juste toi maintenant.
So there you have it. Lord Enver Gortash in all his glory. What did you make of him?
Il y a tout d'un imposteur trouvé bien apprêté.
Yeah. Fucker always had expensive taste. I don't know how anyone in this hall could fall for this charade. Isn't it obvious what a chancer he is?
Il a réussi à banner des trucs qui... il n'arrive pas à banner qui que ce soit. C'est un opportuniste, ça crève les yeux, non? Apparemment pas.
I guess I didn't notice till it was too late either. I wish this city, the people running it, were smarter than me. Gortash isn't their salvation. He's the monster at the gate.
Ouais, elle est mignonne elle là.
Finally, a leader with some charisma. Ravengard was quite the dullard.
Ok. Qui elle?
Archduke Gortash, man of the people, the right people.
Ok. Faire face au seigneur Gordash. Très bien. C'était le diable. Et retourner voir Mizora. Ok, bon, on va voir Mizora. Vu que ça va faire, donc allez hop. On va juste voir qu'est-ce qu'il y a ici, tu vois. Je peux l'ouvrir? Ah non, je peux l'ouvrir. Bah très bien, on va voir Mizora du coup. Voilà. C'est que faire face au seigneur Gortash. Encore, mais... Je ne comprends pas.
That's why nothing's gonna happen to us. We'll tell them what happened, and we'll be home in no time.
Je comprends pas trop là. Ah mais c'est vrai que là c'est la prison, ok. J'avais oublié. Bah non, non. Bon. C'est juste que c'est mal foutu la carte, mais en fait là, tout là c'est bien dans l'autre côté. C'est juste que c'est mal foutu. Très bien. Ok, alors, nous. Ici c'est quoi? C'est quoi là? C'est... retournez voir Mizora. Ah.
What did I tell you? A momentous occasion.
I'm sure you agree. And to think, the drama's just started. You see, Gortash has had Will's father relocated.
Où est-ce qu'il l'a emmené?
To his death, the way I hear it. Such a shame. And to think, there's no way to save him. Or is there?
Vous savez quelque chose, n'est-ce pas?
I know enough. Let's talk to Will in your camp. Work something out. The Duke's life depends on it.
Mhm. Très bien. Ensuite, là c'est le diable. Que je ne veux pas faire pour l'instant. Et ça, je peux pas faire pour l'instant. Donc là, il faut que j'aille dans la basse ville, donc au bout. Je pense que je vais aller au camp. Allez, c'est ce que je vais faire. Je vais aller au camp. Me reposer. En plus, j'ai fait un combat en plus, donc comme ça me permettra de régler mes emplacements de sorts.
Sorore surge, testis esto pacti me. Come, sisters, be my testament. Notum sit in Beator.
Notum sit in Beator.
Holy hells.
Vous savez ce qui différencie d'un méchant d'un super méchant? Enfin, d'un vilain et d'un super vilain? La mise en scène. Pour ceux qui ont la référence. Qu'est-ce que vous manigancez? Et si vous nous présentiez vos amis? Qu'est-ce que vous manigancez?
Come to bargain. The hells demand witness.
Your parasite links with Will's, and your memories flow into him. He sees his father's flight from Worm's Rock, and hears Mazora's words to you.
Shit. Where did Gortash send my father? How do I save him?
Sisters.
Infernos contractos te vocamos. Infernos contractos te vocamos. Infernos contractos te vocamos.
Your contract, Will. Signed in blood, forged in fire, bound in bone, but not unbreakable.
Qu'est-ce que vous suggérez?
A life for a life. No contract is ended without sacrifice. The cost must be paid. Will Ravengard, a choice is before you. Option 1. I show you the way to your father. I guarantee him no harm except that from you and your allies. And you pledge your soul to me and the Archdevil Zariel in a pact eternal. Option 2. I break your pact and you are freed from your duty. Your father dies by his enemy's hand,
And Baldur's Gate loses its greatest champion. Name your sacrifice.
Bloody Zariel. I won't let her take Will.
Silence, Karlak.
Mizora, you asshole!
Choose.
Quel aura-t-il des pouvoirs de Will si jamais il rompt le pacte? Ça, je verrai juste. Quel aura-t-il des pouvoirs de Will si jamais il rompt le pacte? Sauvez votre père. La cité va avoir besoin de lui pour sa construction. Prenez la bonne décision de sacrifier votre âme et pour que votre père puisse vivre, rompez le pacte Will. Vous mettez de recouvrir la liberté. Laissez donc mourir votre père. Quand la cité sera libre, vous n'aurez qu'à prendre sa place.
Addendum F. The Absolute must be avenged for the Soulbinder's detention at Moonrise. The Soulbearer retains his gifts until such time as the Absolute is slain.
Là, j'ai pas le choix. Là, je n'ai pas vraiment le choix, il faut que je sauvegarde. Sauvez votre père, Will. La cité va avoir besoin de lui pour sa reconstruction. Sauvez votre père.
You damned wretch. Do it then. Claim my soul for Zariel. Keep my father safe.
Fiat Ita.
Fiat ita. Anima ad beator.
Seems you've got a new mission, pup. Go save your father. He's locked in a very nasty place. Gortash's secret command center and prison. Lucky for you, I know the way in. I'll mark your map. After all, a deal's a deal. You know what? I think I'll stick around. Not for the greater good, you understand. Just for the entertainment.
Ok. C'est vrai, je vais pas gagner d'XP. Hein. Ok. Juste voir, ça c'est le prince. Oh, c'est Miguel. Ah vache. Bon. Elle est pas là, Mizora? Non, on va voir parler à Will.
Twice Mazoras held my feet to the fire, and twice was I burned. But my father will live. We will return the Grand Duke to his people. And forever a devil's leash will choke me.
Vous avez pris la bonne décision, la plus désintéressée.
That means a lot. But understand, I don't plan to wallow in self-pity. More than anything, I'm elated that there's hope yet for my father. We should hurry to this mystery prison and retrieve my father before Mazora tries pulling more tricks.
Dans ce cas, en route, nous avons un duc à sauver.
This prison's in the lower city. Let's move.
Garde Cabo est toujours infecté. Nous pouvons le secourir, mais pas le guérir.
We will knock him out if we need to, or restrain.
Your skull vibrates in concord with the astral prism.
Bring me to your Duke. I will shield him, as I shield you.
Why would you do that?
Better to bring him into the fold than to leave you distracted by regret.
Well then, I'm not about to say no. Anything more we should discuss?
Est-ce possible que la duchesse Stemma se soit liée à l'empereur, je veux dire?
Mind flayers are like devils. They just sport tentacles rather than wings. Clever, manipulative, exploitative. The Emperor says he's a friend. I think we'd be fools to believe him. And maybe it's true. Maybe Stelmane allied with a mind flayer and subjected the city to their political will. Or maybe he made an offer she couldn't refuse.
Vous connaissez bien Stemma dans le temps?
I met her twice. The first time I was a boy of 7 or 8 at a banquet in the Flaming Fist's honor. One look and I was smitten. Chestnut hair that flowed behind her like willow fronds as she floated from one room to the next as if carried by clouds. The second time, Stelmane was different. Even with the aid of a cane, each step she took was a struggle. Every word she spoke took great physical effort. A stroke victim? I asked father later. No, he said. A stroke survivor.
You sense uncertainty in Will's voice. He questions his father's explanation.
Je peux ressentir une base très limitée pour elle, mais elle était combinance avec un flagelleur mental, l'empereur qui plus est. Quelque chose qui nous échappe dans cette histoire. Oula. Ah, parfait.
Something's always gnawed at me. At the banquet, Stelmane didn't seem to look at us, but through us. But that second time, her gaze never left me. It was steel, sharp and unyielding. It could just be my imagination, but I always felt that it was more than a stroke that had changed her. What, though? I couldn't say. Whatever you believe about Stelmane, she's not the only one to suffer the killer's blow. My father was tadpoled. Stelmane is dead. The people are frightened and the council's in disarray. To exert control, you must first sow chaos. A tyrant's strategy, as father would say. These murders aren't random acts. Someone powerful is guiding the killer's hand, and the city is made weaker for it.
L'empereur nous promet de pouvoirs incroyables si nous sommes prêts à faire le nécessaire pour les obtenir.
Yes, and at a great cost, partial ceremorphosis. I'm not about to make such a sacrifice. Not now, not ever.
Je comprends.
Thank you.
On en parle à Misora pour voir.
Why the stunned face? You look like you've seen a devil.
Vous avez obligé Will à faire un choix impossible. Je vais juste faire une petite sauvegarde.
Cunning, am I? You see me as a schemer, an exploiter. You've pegged me wrong, little bug. I am a benefactress, and I have an eye for a good cause. Will needed help, so I indulged him. I've always been the giving type, after all. To wit, go to Gortash's secret prison, and I'll help you spring Will's daddy free. course, you could always leave him to rot. But that would make Will's sacrifice worthless. And I know you wouldn't want that.
Qu'est-ce que vous avez à Will maintenant que son pacte est scellé pour l'éternité? Vous n'êtes pas prise à Karash, vous ne... N'oubliez pas sa mémoire pourtant, qu'est-ce qui a changé?
Oh, you are an inquisitive one. I'd have thought you'd figured by now. Zariel found a new use for an old battle axe. The dead three in that bulging brain of theirs are a threat to more than this trifling city, you know. Savor her company. Who's to say when Zariel might change her mind? My mistress can be so capricious.
Qu'est-ce que vous avez à Will maintenant?
Focus on the elder brain. I'd hate to clog that infected head of yours with needless details.
Je suis sûr que ma pauvre petite tête infectée devrait au moins pouvoir intégrer un petit R&D de rien du tout. 15. Allez. Hop. Dommage. Dommage.
Now, you know what they say about curiosity and cats. The 9 hells of Beator. Each its own domain, each with its own archdevil to rule it. I call the first hell my home, Avernus, my mistress Zariel's realm, a torrid battleground split by the bloody waters of the Styx. How I adore it, the delicious agony of it all. The other 8, well, they are pleasures unto themselves. Perhaps I'll show you myself, if I deem you worthy.
Comment est-ce possible que les sites de l'absolu ont fait pour capturer la grande Musora?
Correct. I didn't. If you must know, I was scouting the cultists on behalf of Zariel. But those cursed shadows were thick enough to fell even a half-fiend. I woke in that damned pod. It kept my body sealed and my most powerful magic silenced. But a brave, kind, benevolent soul set me free. Gallantry isn't dead after all.
Ouais, bon bah c'est pas fait, j'ai pas eu ce que je voulais, mais ok. Très bien. On va parler à...
I can't believe Will's given up his soul to Zariel. For a father he fell out with ages ago. There's such a thing as being too good. Someone ought to tell Will Ravengard.
À votre avis, quel est le meilleur moyen de tuer un diable?
Depends on the type. Ice devils hate an inferno, but that's an easy one. Orthons love projectiles. What they don't love is getting their bombs lobbed right back in their faces. Demons, on the other hand, every demon is absolutely singular. You can't ever think you've got them typed out. Sharp instincts, sharp weapons, and a knack for improvisation. That's the only way to survive them. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Vous, Musora, semblez vous connaître. Comment?
We were both part of Zariel's inner circle. Her by choice, me by force. In the grand scheme of things, I'm inconsequential to Zariel. Sure, I've got the engine, but I wasn't even her strongest fighter. But she favored me like a child favors a captive pet. Mizora envied the attention, I suppose. I'm sure when Zariel gave her the order to hunt me down, Mizora was delighted.
Vous croyez qu'il va continuer à vous pourchasser?
I don't know. You'd think she'd have more important things to do. Devils and their pride.
Je comprends pourquoi vous tourniez tant à vous échapper.
No kidding. The fighting, the chaos, the betrayal. It had the makings of a good stage show, but I did not want to be one of the players.
Vous en allez. Il n'y a pas un étage? Ouais, bon, bah, je vais monter.
Stelming's parlor. A place to receive clients and informants.
Finished her report.
I wonder if it's as I remember it.
Bollocks! I told those idiots not to let anyone through. You. Name, rank, and reason for interrupting an active crime scene. For your sake, the last one better be bloody good.
Vous êtes Bella? C'est Bella qui m'envoie.
To fetch her another bottle of mead, no doubt. Yes, I'm Devella, the unfortunate colleague. Unless you've got useful information, leave me to my work. Duke Stelmane's dead, and I've got to find who killed her.
Je lui parlais de la liste des cibles à battre que vous avez trouvées.
God, that's it. Proof that I was right. I've been working on an assignment, see? A research project of sorts. I knew my conclusions were sound. But this... I never expected this. I'll tell you what I know. A century ago, there was a man. Saravok Anchev. He was a child of the god of murder, Baal. He ruled the Iron Throne, a dark tower hiding a darker secret. It was the front for a deadly arms dealing network. There, Saravok amassed an army and sought to become a god. Under his stewardship, the Baal temple was revived. And with it, the Baal cult itself. Fortunately, the temple was destroyed. And to cleanse the city of Saravok's memory, the Iron Throne was torn from its foundations and cast into the Chionthar. For most, that was the end of it. But cults like that don't disappear overnight. That list you spoke of confirms I'm right. The Baal cult is back. And someone is out there, continuing Saravok's work.
Qu'est-ce qui vous fait croire qu'il ne s'agit pas de Saravok en personne?
I've not ruled out the possibility that it is Saravok himself. The brutality of the killings is certainly reminiscent of his work. But there's something more here. Something new. There's a reference to these murders. A certain flair. It's as if they were done in worship. The precision of the cuts. The depth, the execution. The best butchers in Faerun couldn't make a cut like that. Trust me, I've asked them. I tried to explain all this to my superiors, but they wouldn't have any of it. They told me to drop it. Told me the city doesn't need another conspiracy theorist and to get back to doing my job before they find someone else to do it for me. But you're not bound by such constraints. Oh, help me out here. Help the city out. I bet if you follow the trail of these murders, you will be able to unearth the truth of this resurgence.
Vous ne pouvez pas m'aider? Attends, je ne suis sûr que vous essayez de remonter la piste de ces meurtres. Vous finirez par révéler le retour de ces cultes sur le devant de la scène. Vous ne pouvez pas m'aider?
Believe me, I wish I could, but I need this job.
Qu'allez-vous faire maintenant, pendant ce temps?
There are patriarchs on the murder target list. I'm oath-bound to secure them first, so I'll be heading to the upper city next. While I'm there, the other potential victims will be at risk. Could you warn them?
Le port enflammé devrait protéger la totalité de la cité, et particulièrement la ville haute.
Not from round here, are you? We're in Baldur's Gate. This is just how things work.
Je vais voir ce que je peux faire.
Thank you. That's all I can ask, and more than I hoped. Once I'm done with the Patriarch, I'll head to Basilisk Gate to have another go at convincing my superiors to put some resources into this matter. Meet me there if you've anything more to report. And good luck.
Ok.
Forgive me. I was lost in my thoughts, as usual. I've found myself in something of a quandary. Yours is an opinion
Eh, t'es pas en souvenir?
on the matter.
Avec plaisir, attends, je me trouve face à un candidat, je souhaiterais connaître votre avis sur la question. Vous pensez pas que mes opinions vous intéressent? Une question philosophique, ouais. Non mais c'est sûr c'est Aurine, il y pense sous-vêtements. C'est sûr que c'est Aurine.
I fear our unwillingness to make difficult decisions is doing more harm than good. I regret straying from Mistra's instruction. All the suffering around us. It is our fault. I am reconsidering taking a more drastic approach.
Qu'entendez-vous de par drastique?
We both know the orb I carry inside me is powerful enough to burn away the Absolute's blight in an instant. But what stays my hand? Obstinacy? Misplaced morals? Simple fear of dying? You? The inevitable has been delayed far too long already. No more, I say. It's time to make a stand.
Il dit dans la même à de telles extrémités. Vous pensez que la couronne de Cardus méritait qu'on s'y intéresse?
A passing fancy. One that has lost its luster. No. Unleashing the power within me will be far more magnificent than some crown. The day will come when I lose control of the power within me anyway. There's nothing you or I can do to stop that. God's damned if I'm gonna let it be for nothing. If Mistra gave me one purpose, it was this. To destroy Baldur's Gate and the Absolute with it.
Je vous en prie, Yann, vous voulez mieux que ça? Il dit que c'est un autre moyen. Il dit que c'est un autre moyen, Gaël.
There isn't. Casey Verum Vidiant.
Look at it, crawling and sniffing and rooting around in the filth. Is it my netherstone you seek, little piggy? Hush, hush. Orin will take care of you and your little pet.
Et vous faites, Gaël?
Nothing. No, not a thing. Still gasping and gagging on the foul airs of Baal's temple. I will not slice. His kind die too easily. The Murder Lord demands a better offering. Something new. Sticky, sweet, and delicious. He wants you.
Moi, pourquoi?
Kethric's killer turned the corpse lover to carrion when you took his stone. Oh, but he was a dull kill. No blood to spill, no guts to rip. A desiccated husk, all dust and hollow. You must be sharpened before you set your edge against my skin.
Comment est-ce que je suis censé affûter mon tranchant?
Against the tyrant's throat, of course.
You've heard Gortash's whispers. I see how your skull swarms with his promises. He whinges and wails over the crown of Karsus, wanting to command it without me. Oh, how I long to slit his poxy smile from ear to ear. But I can't touch him. He bound my blade when we first conspired. Gortash didn't want me at first. Didn't trust me. Got me to wag my tongue, swear an oath never to hang him from the hooks. Drip drain him into father's open jaws. You must kill the tyrant. Take the netherstone from his corpse and bring it to my temple.
There we slice and shred each other. The survivor claims the stones. What's left of the other is bars. Agree, and I will bring my assassins to heal. They watch you always, longing to spray the crimson from your veins. Refuse me, and you'll learn what happens to those who defy Baal's doctrine. So will your friend.
Orin demands a fight to the death. The prize for the victor, the Netherstones, and the chance to control the crown alone. Accept, and you must kill Gortash. Refuse, and your companion's life may be forfeit, as might your own. Orin's assassins will hunt you like prey for slaughter.
J'ai bien compris, vous pouvez entrer votre allié dans le dos. Ou vous me demandiez de le faire pour vous, devrais-je plutôt dire.
Allies? No. We had a balance. The chosen three. But it tumbled when you turned the Bone Lord to ash. Now, Gortash tries to gouge me from the city. That festering inadequate thinks me a flesher, butchering and cleaving only to whip the herd towards his tin men's oppression. You must kill him. Gore him like a pig prepped for the spit. Only then will you be sweet and sharp, ready for the Murder Lord's purpose.
Vous n'êtes pas capable de vaincre Gortash seul, admettez-le. Vous avez besoin de moi.
Need? No. I do not need. You are made of nothing. Meaningless flesh and bone. I do not need. I offer. Baal's age approaches, and you could be there to see it. An idol of flesh, made to welcome his bleeding dawn. There is time for you yet. Time to save. Do not underestimate his steel watch. Seek their cradle in the lower city and skewer their skull meat. Make them rust and blood. Then you can gore the lordling again and again and again. But listen close, Bone Killer. Step in my domain while the tyrant still sucks air, and I will carve your failure into your pretty plaything's skull. Bring me his stone, and I will set the bait free. Only then can you and I make exquisite butchery. The victor will set the world to slaughter. That is Baal's offer. He will not make another.
Bah, je pense que moi je vais accepter l'offre d'Orin, hein, en vrai, les frérots. Ça, c'est cool ça. Je pense que je vais accepter l'offre d'Orin. Parce que Orin, si je refuse, mais Gal il meurt. Voilà. Gal il meurt si je refuse. Voilà. Déjà. Gal il meurt si je refuse. Et après. Du coup, bah, va essayer de me tuer forcément aussi. Alors que... après, de toute manière, regarde, mince. Comment dire? Une fois que j'aurais tué Gortash, après, et que grâce à l'aide du coup d'Orin, rien ne m'empêche de la tuer, quoi. Après.